Today we're talking with CEO and founder of the MOXIE Institute, Fia Fasbinder. Set into motion by NYU-trained performer and acclaimed theatrical instructor, Fia founded the MOXIE Institute, where they teach business people to command the stage with confidence and clarity. Fia arms speakers with the tools to deliver killer presentations and teaches speakers to communicate with confidence, clarity, and credibility. Her methodology helps speakers capture the hearts and minds of their listeners, igniting their communication skills to win results and take their next talk from boring to bravo. Welcome to the show, Fia, and thank you so much for joining us.
For having me.
So, Fia, how did the whole MOXIE Institute get started?
The MOXIE Institute was born out of my time as an actor in New York City. When I was acting in New York, I had incredible stage fright, and I had to come up with a set of tools to help myself be able to go on stage. I fell in love with the art of teaching and eventually got my teaching credential and my master's in education, and I came back to San Diego, which is my roots, and I began teaching at UCSD. And while I was teaching acting at UCSD, I was asked to teach a public speaking workshop. And I thought, what do I know about public speaking? But fast forward a decade later, when I became the public speaking instructor at UCSD and was helping so many business leaders in the community create their presentations and overcome their own stage fright and learn to present effectively. Pretty soon, I was coaching so much on the side that I didn't have time to teach my classes at UCSD. So I thought, well, let me make a go of this and see if I can create my own company. I'd never thought of myself as an entrepreneur or a CEO, but that was 3 years ago, and the MOXIE Institute was born, and now I am a full-fledged executive speaker coach and founder of the MOXIE Institute.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So, for our audience out there, I work with a lot of publicly traded companies in the OTC. And in order for them to get their story out to the broad range of investors in the industry there, they are a designated security, typically by FINRA, which prohibits broker-dealers from representing them. So a lot of times it's difficult to get their story heard, so they attend these road shows, and they need to really sell themselves. So how do you coach these people? What are the types of things that you impress upon them that they need to improve and improve their presentation skills?
Because my background is in theater, I come from a performance base, which is really a different way of looking at presentations. And we work from the foundation up. So we start with your message, and then we look at how do you use verbal and nonverbal communication skills to really make sure you're persuading, motivating, inspiring with your message. And how do you use performance-based techniques to become your own unique speaker persona. So we look at each speaker and we try to bring their best self to the stage.
Gotcha. I love the word MOXIE, and regarding some of the CEOs that need help with their presentation skills, because they really are the salespeople. They're the ones getting people to follow them, and people need to trust them and they get behind them. What is MOXIE? What does that mean?
Well, first of all, I want to touch on what you said, that people need to trust them first. And that really builds into the MOXIE method, because audiences decide if they trust a speaker before they decide they want to listen to your message. So the MOXIE method is really a way to engage an audience. And the word MOXIE means swagger or confidence. And I always say it's the attitude I want my clients to embody every time they step on stage. Dale Carnegie said, talk to them like they owe you money. That's MOXIE. And the MOXIE method is actually an acronym, and each letter of the word MOXIE stands for one of the 5 fundamentals of effective public speaking. So when clients work with me, we go through the basic fundamentals of effective public speaking and help them hone those fundamentals and apply them to their own unique speaking style.
Got it. So give us one maybe tip. Don't give us everything, of course. But let's say a CEO's maybe a little nervous, they're a little shy, but they know the business. What's one of the things they could do to make themselves maybe feel more comfortable and do a better job of presenting?
Absolutely. I always tell clients that you are obviously a thought leader in your industry and a subject matter expert. Now you need to make sure you appear like one. And a very quick tip that I can give you that is always overlooked and underutilized is rehearsal. And actually, the I of the MOXIE method stands for it factor. And one of the ways we gain confidence is from rehearsal, but people don't rehearse. It is such an important tool. We know that speech anxiety, if you're the kind of person that gets nervous before you present, That anxiety comes from fear of the unknown. So simply by learning rehearsal techniques that I guide my clients through, they can become confident and competent with their talks.
Well, I know I could definitely use some tips myself, and I'm sure I'll be utilizing your services at some point here.
I'm here to help.
Can you give me some examples of some clients that you've worked with? You've worked with some big name clients here. I've seen some, things such as SDG&E and Qualcomm, and take us through some of those because I think that's very impressive.
Absolutely. So the way I work with clients is really a multi-pronged approach. We have both executive one-on-one speaker coaching, which would be a client that comes to me that wants to work one-on-one on the presentations they're giving. The other service I provide is called corporate training. So that would be going into companies and providing workshops in presentation skills, public speaking, presentation writing, or design and development. So I work with the engineers at T-Mobile. Those are one of my lead clients to help the engineers. We say they talk nerdy to me. So they're really, really technical and they're subject matter experts, but helping them to convey that message in a way that's understandable is sometimes difficult. So I work with the engineers at T-Mobile. I'm also one of the lead speaker coaches for the TED Talks in San Diego. So with those, I work one-on-one with each TED speaker to help them both create their talk and then convey that talk in a powerful and impactful way to the audience, which is sometimes over 2,000 people, and also is videotaped. I work with SDG&E here in San Diego. I've also worked with Intel and Qualcomm, and who else? Bausch & Lomb, who's back in New Jersey. I work with their eye docs. A lot of times those doctors need to go in front of audiences and sell their products. And again, like you said, they know their industry. They know everything about the product, but helping them to convey that message in a way that's both clear and confident, calm and relaxed is where I can come in and help them.
Well, it's such a key factor, and we know that. So, you're offering such a great service, there. Where can a corporate executive go to learn more about your services?
They can visit my website, which is www.themoxieinstitute.com. They can also give me a call. I love to talk to people on the phone. I always say we are hardwired for face-to-face communication. So my phone number is on the website. My email is on the website. There's also information on the website about the different services that the MOXIE Institute offers. We call this powerhouse presentations. Often a client will come in and they want more than just speaker coaching. They need help with somebody writing their speech. They need a slide deck to go along with their speech. They need a videographer to come in and help them video. So these are all services that we can offer at the MOXIE Institute.
Well, for everybody out there listening, if you're looking for some help with public speaking and getting your presentations together and really doing things the right way, Fia's the girl to go to. So looks like we're running out of time for today's show, though, but we want to thank the CEO and founder of the MOXIE Institute, Fia Fasbinder.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. And I want to remind everyone to get in touch. Remember, themoxieinstitute.com or email her at fia@themoxieinstitute.com and take your next presentation from boring to bravo. Thank you so much for... Thanks, Fia.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for the next interviews here on InvestorTownHall.com. Also, make sure to join a stock board to start the discussion and get your voice heard.